I'm not gonna lie to you guys, our thoughts on FBC Firebreak have been a bit of a seesaw. When we saw that first trailer back at the Xbox Partner Preview in 2024, the alarms started to go off. Remedy making a live service title in this economy? I don't know, guys. Then we got to sit down for a hands-off preview with the devs. We saw more of Paper Chase, the first mission, and it looked kinda sick, but more importantly, they talked about their vision for the game. No time-limited battle passes, all playable content added post-launch would be free, and they didn't want this game to feel like a second job. Sitting in that virtual audience, I felt like they were speaking directly to me. Not long after, we went hands-on. That preview started off a bit rough, sometimes they do, but by the end, we'd played through an entire Paper Chase mission that felt like living out an E3 demo. The music hit, our trio made its escape through the elevator, Gabe and I were screaming, and for a moment, the hype was real all over again. So yeah, we went through some ups and downs before launch, and that's the key. That was before the game even launched. When the game finally dropped, at first, we were into it. The opening hours are chill, you're just learning the feel of the game and its classes, and we were optimistic that once we unlocked every mission's full clearance level, we'd get back to that E3 demo magic. But by the time we wrapped it up, around 8 hours in, that magic had not come back. We were left feeling pretty whelmed overall, hoping Remedy can build on what's here and swing things back one last time in the right direction. So that's what we're going to talk about in this review, where the game is at right now, why we feel that way, and if this is worth or will ever be worth playing with your best friends.
I thought we were leaving. I have no ammo and I just set up my turret by the elevator.
We're going to end up there. We're going to end up there, so. Oh my god.
Which side are they coming from?
118.
Oh, I was on the wrong side. Get behind me, get behind me.
Where are they coming from?
I was just shooting at nothing.
Stairs.
Dude, my game just went down.
I know,
like
my game
15
is
FPS right now.
I know, I was about to ask Andrew. I was like, my game is not doing well right now. There's way too many shares for this. One thing FBC Firebreak nails right out of the gate is ease of play. We already released a dedicated how-to video covering everything from grouping up to difficulty scaling, so if you're new to the game, definitely give that a watch. But for now, let's run through the basics. FBC Firebreak supports 3-player online co-op and is available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC via Steam and the Epic Game Store. You got friends on other platforms? Good news, the game supports full crossplay. Forming a squad is easy thanks to a simple host and invite system. A dedicated party menu lets you generate a party code you can easily share with teammates. There's also public matchmaking if you're running solo or want to squad up with random players online. Just note there are no bots here, you're always playing with real people. When playing as a group, all players receive credit for successful jobs and all in-game currency is shared across the party. And best of all, the game is available through Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra, easily the best ways to hop in. With all that sorted, let's dive into the core gameplay loop.
Dave. Dave's just over there starting hurricanes.
Maybe this will help.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Okay, FBC Firebreak is a co-op shooter set in the oldest house setting from Control and built around standalone missions called jobs, all tied together by a consistent progression tree that you'll grind between runs. Before starting a job, you'll choose both a threat level and a clearance level. Threat level determines the difficulty. Expect more enemies and tougher variants the higher you go. Clearance level controls the length of the mission. Each job is broken into 3 clearance levels. Each level adds a new chunk of the map. You'll literally open a giant hangar door to move into the next area and piles on a fresh objective. Just tackling clearance level 1 might only take 5 minutes, while running a full mission will push closer to 20 minutes or more. The objectives themselves change from mission to mission. In Paper Chase, you're gunning down rogue sticky notes, while Hotfix mostly has you repairing giant fans. For each mission, the first 2 clearance levels repeat the same core objective, while the third should dial things up with a tougher twist, like how Paper Chase ends with a giant sticky note monster fight. Should is doing a lot of work here though, but we'll get to that later. While you're running missions, you'll also be hunting down lost assets, the main currency you'll use to upgrade your gear and unlock cosmetics. You'll find them in small bunkers scattered around the map, which double as respawn checkpoints, or by taking out named enemies, basically regular enemies with bigger health pools that pop up at the end of missions. Upgrades break down into a few buckets, basic stuff like improving your weapon or grenade, plus two bigger systems, crisis kits and research perks. Crisis kits are your 3 playable classes. Each kit has a unique tool, like the Splash Kit's water pump, the Fix Kit's giant wrench, or the Jump Kit's, well, let's just call it an electric jumper thingy. They are each suited for specific situations and provide different utility during a mission. Each kit also gets a deployable device and an ultimate you unlock with lost assets. For example, the Splash Kit deploys a portable cooler that heals teammates, while the Jump Kit's ultimate is a giant exploding gnome firework that nukes everything nearby, including yourself. So you'll spend lost assets to make your kit more efficient and unlock its big ticket abilities. Research is the game's perk system and pseudo endgame. You unlock perks with lost assets, think faster revive times or longer sprinting, but that's just level 1. To level up perks, you'll need a secondary currency you can only earn by tackling the highest clearance level of a mission and adding an item called a corrupted item. Corrupted items are Firebreak's way of injecting a bit of randomness. They add modifiers like tougher enemies or weird map effects like zero gravity, and can be turned off if you find them and shoot them with a specific gun you pick up in the level. Clearing these earns you that extra currency to power up perks to level 2, which makes them stronger, and level 3, which shares the benefit with the whole team. So that's the loop: run missions, gather lost assets, level up your kits and perks, tweak the challenge with corrupted items, rinse, repeat. All in all, you're looking at about 6-ish, maybe 8 hours before you've seen the bulk of the content, but I'm going to hand it off to Gabe now to break down what actually worked for us on the co-op side.
This is gonna do numbers. It's gonna get ugly. Oh boy. Come on, Courtney, walk up a little forward.
No, it's crazy, bro. It's cracked.
Courtney, where are you? Walk forward, damn.
We're gonna die from the gnome, Courtney. The gnome is coming at us.
I know, I think it does follow me.
Like it wants to go home to father.
That's crazy. It could be easy to dismiss FBC Firebreak as another multiplayer cash grab, at least at first glance, but that really isn't the case here. From our hands-off preview with the team, it was clear this is a genuine passion project. The devs have done their homework, citing inspirations like Deep Rock Galactic and Warhammer Vermintide. Both games are full of thoughtful co-op mechanics, as is Firebreak. Some mechanics are subtle yet smart, like how staying close to your squad recharges your shield, encouraging teamwork through positioning. The contextual ping system doesn't just mark a direction, it highlights objects and triggers your character to call them out loud. And the resonant perk system is low-key genius. Since perks share their benefits with the whole team, it pushes each of us to invest in different upgrades, naturally encouraging synergy. While the selection of perks wasn't perfect, I'd love to see something similar in future co-op shooters. That layered co-op design extends into the different kits too. As Andrew said, each kit plays a specific role. The Fix Kit and Jump Kit are used to repair vital utilities like ammo stations, lights, and healing showers, unless you want to fumble through a minigame that is fun at first but gets stressful under pressure. The Splash Kit meanwhile acts as the team's cleanser. It removes status effects like fire, which can damage you and buff enemies. These tools can be used in combat as well, with the Jump Kit able to jolt a giant group of enemies with its electrokinetic charge impactor, or electric jumper thing for short. In a way, the Splash Kit is your healer, the Fix Kit's your close range bruiser, and the Jump Kit is your crowd control specialist. Naturally, these roles drive communication, like every time we entered a dark hallway and immediately pinged Dave to fix the breaker. Objectives further encourage teamwork and communication too. When tasked with destroying mountains of sticky notes, we quickly realized Andrew could soak them with water, while I shocked each pile for Matt's coverage. That same combo worked great on enemies too, and let me tell you, sapping a soaked mob of enemies never got old. As you increase the clearance level, missions start introducing a tiny bit more complexity. The boss at the end of Paper Chase Chase is a great example. You need to work together to fix multiple tubes around the arena in order to shock the monster and gain a big damage window. In Hotfix, another highlight, your task was filling barrels of black rock to cool down an out of control furnace. Of course, hanging out next to a haunted furnace lights you on fire pretty quickly, so while Dave and I hustled barrels, we relied on Andrew and his splash kit to keep us from burning alive. Unfortunately, not all missions reach these same highs, but more on that in a bit. As with most co-op shooters, Firebreak thrives in chaos. Even when you're trying to keep things under control, inevitably chaos ensues, and that's often when you're having the most fun. The game tries to stoke that chaos with features like default friendly fire, higher threat levels, and randomized modifiers in the form of corrupted items. One mission had us frantically holding off a horde while I chased down a flying stapler. This thing gave enemies bonus health, which honestly wasn't a huge issue, except for the fact that it zipped around the map at lightning speed. Shouting to the guys anyone got eyes on the stapler was just as ridiculous as it sounds. Once you complete your objective, it's a mad dash back to the elevator at the start of the map, and this is when the chaos tends to ramp up, at least with those early missions. This final push can be some of the most fun in the game, sprinting past enemies, vaulting over obstacles, and then holding down the line in the last stand while the elevator slowly descends. Even if Firebreak never felt especially difficult, surviving the chaos together was satisfying. Andrew dropping healing coolers, everyone popping their supers, and the whole squad lighting up the horde. These sort of moments were the highlight for us, so it's a shame they only really felt this way in the first couple hours of the game. There's no denying we had some genuine fun with Firebreak, but once we'd done every job and mostly seen what the game had to offer, that initial spark started to fade.
These guys are gonna be so wet, bro. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, shot grenade.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was satisfying. Oh my gosh, dude. It's disgusting. As Gabe laid out, there are some really thoughtful ideas in the co-op systems that Remedy put together. The game is not bad, it just lost its spark for us pretty quickly, and the main reason is the mission design. Here's the thing, most missions do not nail the fun factor. Like I mentioned earlier, missions are split up into 3 clearance levels, and we really felt like that stage 3 clearance level really needed to do the heavy lifting to make each mission shine. Clearance levels 1 and 2 are mostly just warm-ups, which would be fine if the big finale stuck the landing, but most of the time it does not. Take the mission where you're blasting radioactive orbs out of the sky. It's fine the first time, I guess, but then you kind of get annoyed by showering off the radiation every few minutes, all while swatting away enemy hordes. It's not that it becomes too hard, it just quickly feels tedious. And when the grand finale of that mission is pressing a couple of buttons and waiting for a rocket to launch before you jog back to the elevator, I don't know, man, it's just lame. There's not really another word for it. I won't spoil every ending here, so you're just going to have to trust me. Out of the 5 missions, they mostly land with a thud. I'd say we enjoyed 2 of them, with Paper Chase being a real standout. That said, even with cool classes and a neat setting, if most of the core missions aren't engaging enough for repeat viewings, the whole thing falls apart over time, which leads to a real lack of replay value. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the idea of a co-op shooter not trying to hijink my entire calendar. I have a day job. I have this channel. My time is limited. And I think that most free-to-play Battle Pass grinds are a trap for anyone who actually has a normal schedule. The only Battle Pass I have ever bought was for Helldivers 2, because like Firebreak, it's not time limited. No FOMO, no stress. But Firebreak's 6-ish, maybe 8-hour runtime feels short even for me. If the missions themselves aren't that fun and the objectives already kind of border on busy work, you're not exactly itching to replay them. The only shakeup is the corrupted items, which I guess are kind of interesting at first, but mostly just end up being another checklist item to clear instead of really changing how a mission feels. The other big issue is a lack of real challenge. If you know us or you caught our recent Night Rain review, you know that Gabe and I are pretty solid Souls-like players. I'm gonna toot my own horn there, but when it comes to shooters, I would say we're just average. Just a couple of console doughboys who can't click heads to save our lives. And we still breeze through this with our buddy Dave, who granted is a capital G gamer to be fair. Even at max threat level and 3 corruption items active, the missions just didn't make us sweat. I mean, you can see it in this clip. This is a max difficulty end of the mission, and no one is there to kill. As Gabe said, those hype chaotic endings were a highlight for us that quickly faded when we realized there wasn't a whole lot of chaos to deal with. The enemy design grew stale, and while we certainly went down during missions, it wasn't a massive struggle to revive each other or just use one of our respawns. So when you add uninspired mission design, mid-tier modifiers, and an easy difficulty curve, there's just no carrot on the stick to keep you coming back, especially for a $40 co-op shooter in 2025. That is just a tough sell. All that said, I'm going to reiterate, I don't think FBC Firebreak is bad. The foundation is solid enough that with time and more content, maybe it gets there, so let's keep going. Is it hopeless? Can it still win us over? And is it worth it for you and your best friend? I'm going to pass it back to Gabe to wrap it all up.
Oh my god,
that's so many more, it's crazy.
I just saw them like literally like
holy electric. Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
awesome.
They're flying, dude.
Wow, that was sick. As you can tell, FBC Firebreak is a mixed bag. There are genuinely thoughtful co-op mechanics here, and during the first couple hours when everything is new and you're tackling each mission for the first time, it can be a blast. But sadly, the fun doesn't last. With only 2 out of the 5 jobs really hitting the mark, the experience loses steam fast. Performance issues didn't help either. We regularly saw frame rate drops on higher difficulties, especially during intense enemy swarms. That said, the team at Remedy does seem committed to improving things. They've already rolled out updates that tweak progression, improve onboarding, and rebalance specific mechanics. And looking ahead, there are 2 more jobs on the way, one in the fall and one in the winter, along with new enemies and gear to unlock. The question is, will it be enough? Right now, we'd only recommend Firebreak if you're a die-hard co-op shooter fan who's played through all the big names, you've got Game Pass or PS Plus, and a group of friends to jump in with. In that case, sure, give it a shot. But if you're looking for a challenge, a deeper endgame, or something to really sink your teeth into, this isn't quite it. We're holding out hope though. If those next missions land and the team can rework the difficulty, there's still a chance for Firebreak to win us back. But until then, there are simply stronger co-op shooters out there vying for our time.
Alright guys, as always, thank you for watching. Hopefully we helped you determine if FBC Firebreak is for you and your best friends. If we did, consider liking the video, subscribing for more co-op content, reviews, previews, news. We do it all. Or take it a step further and join our patrons. We have a Patreon that gives several exclusive patron benefits. Thank you to our current patrons for helping us out and keeping our 2-man team going. As for what's coming up, we're working on some content around Peak. We plan on playing my Punk, and of course we're gonna have our monthly at the end of the month, although it might be a few days late because I'm gonna be out of town, so we shall see as July develops. But as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.